Oh, play that again. Oh, that's nasty work. That was the frame. I knew there was a frame like that. I just had to find it. That's so funny, though. I love that. That's the type of comedic directing I wish we had more of. I actually feel bad for it. I ain't gonna lie. Like, this thing just wants to live. Oh, that happens like once every like 1,000 sips I take of a drink where I'll just like refuse to get it in my mouth. You heard me. So general humans are probably going to love him, but then all the other species are probably going to start trying to attack and do shit, right? Oh, elves. He'll never change. He's dead. But he had the right idea for sure. If only he had more smoke bombs so he could continuously drop them. Oh man, the elves are fucking doing human experimentation. As a self-proclaimed racist when it comes to the species that is known as elves, they're not doing well for my hatred towards them, that's all I'm saying. Dark elves are the exception. I'm a reasonable racist when it comes to elves. Now, if you've been around the channel long enough, you'll know that anytime it comes to elves, I'm not the nicest person. I got some elven racism in me, okay? Just based on my experience playing video games, reading books, the elves typically are douchebags. And why do I like dark elves? I don't know, man. You gotta have a little spice in your hatred, I suppose. Like, I'm not one to actually, like, be racist. But since these people don't exist and every time authors write them, I'm just always a massive hater of them just because they're always so arrogant. Sometimes you're like, hey, these groups, you know, they suffered. But I don't know, bro. These little bitches, because they live so long, just always have such a superiority complex that they just cause such bullshit. And all I can say after leaving Gacha episode 5 here is that it's doing nothing to quell my elven racism, because basically what we end up with is the group that we've gotten accustomed with. I'm not saying we're best friends or anything, but like, you know, we had a pretty good acquaintance with. They are mostly dead, and those who aren't dead are now going to be human experimentation. What could go wrong? What could go wrong when your MC is already on a path of revenge? We don't know what happened to the dog, mind you. Santa's little helper, who knows what they have put him into, we'll find out eventually. He's on his path to go for Sasha next, from what we understand. At the end of the day, should he discover that elves are messing around, they're gonna find out very, very painfully. And that is exciting because it's so easy to look at an episode like this. It's not really that bloody. The most bloody thing about it is what happens to the humans at the end, but our boy's not involved in that, mind you, so that's a separate thing. The most bloody thing that our boy was involved with was cutting apart a praying mantis looking thing, which yes, it was actually fairly graphic and detailed, but it's not a human or a more humanoid looking character, so it's just like, oh, we're fighting a monster. It doesn't really like shock us as much as if that was a human or, you know, an elf or whatever, right? So the fact that an episode like this that is so comfy, it helps to de-escalate you, and that's why I went back last week, I think it was, where I was like, hey, even if not everyone was a huge fan of episode 2, I liked the content, and I know a lot of people did too, but it was a dividing, divisive episode. That episode lowers the stakes. So then when it raises the stakes, it hits you harder, because if every episode our boy was just like, I hate everyone, I'm gonna kill everyone, it would grow boring. It would be numbing because we're always expecting. We don't know when the shoe's gonna drop. So if next episode comes out and he's ripping elven limbs off, oh boy, it's going to be shocking. But if they take a couple of episodes before he gets to that sweet revenge, I'm okay with that too. Because the general vibe is comfy and fun. The group that we ended up saving at the end of last episode, and then obviously we finished up in this episode, the girl Mia, or whatever they called her name, I'm probably getting that completely wrong. Either way, really like her addition, because she's like, oh my god, we as humans suck in the concepts of this world. This man's doing like chantless magic. He's so great. And then the idea that like she repays our kindness by giving us a burn ointment. Do we need it? Probably not. We probably got maximum burn heal in our Yu-Gi-Oh deck. But the fact that he gives her this bracelet, which like any small little miracles, if you wish and believe hard enough, will come true. It's just I like that stuff. It's the little slow burn moments that makes this show more than an edge fest. I love the edge fest, don't get it wrong. Like, as much as I felt bad for that boy's group, I like a good little edge massacre, what can I say? And the guy was smart. He's like, I can't beat this guy in a head-to-head fight, so I'm going to use a little smoke bomb and run away. Magic, you can't really just blast and So he had the right idea. Did it work in his favor? No, but you can't say he went down like an idiot. Like, he was smart with his attempted retreat. All I can say is death to the elves. I'm sorry, like, if elves really existed, would I be this much of a hater? No. But unfortunately, every media just does them dirty. Like, there's like, it's funny because some of my favorite, like, all-time favorite characters are legitimately elves. But it's like, I like them, but the group they come from is like mostly assholes. Like, I'm not saying humans are much better. Like, here's the thing. Like, what I really like about this episode is how humans are looking at our boy, Dark, because, you know, best codename Light to Dark. And they're like, man, this guy could actually surpass maybe a lot of these species and put humans on top. We know damn well if humans go on top, they're going to be doing the same, if not worse shit. Probably worse, because we have such a limited lifespan that we'll do our hatred in a much shorter window versus elves, who kind of savor the hatred over a long period of time. I'm not saying we are much better. It's just I'm looking at it as, yeah, I don't have a good track record with my stories when it comes to elves. But I do like that because, like, the political side of the show is actually deeper than I was expecting. I'm not saying it's, like, massively deep, but it's the fact that, like, humans are legitimately, like, the humans, hip hip hooray, we finally have someone who could maybe raise our ranks in the world. Every other species, oh, we're gonna assassinate this fool. He's, we can't have humans, the worst species on top. Good shit, that's all I'm saying. Fun episode. The animation, really good. Now, a lot of people are going to talk about the fight animation, and rightfully so, it was great. You can go frame by frame, and that shit looks peak. But what my favorite part was, in terms of animation, was actually the silly face animation. There's this one shot, and I'm going to try to get it, where, like, her eyes are duplicated, so there's 4 eyes because she's doing a quick, like, head flip. I knew there was something like that when I first saw it play, but I had to go frame by frame to find it when I was first watching, and it's so good. Those types of in-between frames are so good for comedic whiplash, and I just loved it. It was so good, and there was so many ridiculous faces and just really expressive faces that I really just latched onto and said, damn, this is some really good animation. And yeah, the fight scene was great too. Towards the end of that fight, I actually kind of felt dirty. Like, I get it, it was a monster, it did attack them first, but the thing was trying to run away, and we kept putting up, like, flame walls. I felt like if it could communicate with us in a human dialect, it probably would have been like, please, I'll never attack again. I just felt dirty, okay? I'm not a fan of the praying mantis thing. It looked creepy, but yeah, I got to a point where I was like, we might be having a little too much fun there. But either way, character interactions great, the action great, the comedy great, and the dramaticness was great. I'm just having a blast. Won't be for everyone based on that My Anime List score, but you bet your sweet ass I'm enjoying it. Let me know what you thought of this week's episode down below. And just know, if for some reason, because every time I say I hate elves, there's always like a handful of people who unironically get upset. Elves aren't real. They are a fictional species. Fictional species. Don't actually hate humans. This doesn't relate to humans. I hate elves. Simple as that. I need to explicitly make that clear because internet. God. That's down below though. Drop a like, share, support, subscribe if you're new around your patrons to catch these full live reactions, all this and more. And hey, I also like to give video shoutouts to my patrons. Alright, so today we got Little Big Trouble, F Google, Darthwin Wright, Eric Barton, Jeff, Don, Restart Coon, Squealatin, Shadow Cyber Demon, Fate, Snake Eater 7, Zeshram, Direct Lord, Dylan Miles, and Jonas Pierre. We had quite a few today, so I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care and you'll have a good one.